Hello, everybody, and welcome to Mr. G's Weather Channel. My name is Mr. G, and in this video today, we're going to be talking about your upcoming weather forecast for your weekend here, the 1st of November, so the first day of November, and we're going to be talking about that first weekend in November, as well as into Election Day next Tuesday. We're going to be looking at that weather forecast, and we have to talk about some areas that are going to be receiving some quite a bit of rainfall possible, much needed rainfall that could alleviate some drought conditions as well as bring the added risk and dangers of flash flooding. So let's get to our maps and talk about that weather forecast for this upcoming weekend and the week next week. So for the remainder of your Friday today, we're going to be seeing a lot of wet weather to parts of the mid-Atlantic, so the Appalachian mountain ranges, as well as down through the south, so maybe parts of northern Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, southeastern Arkansas, and Texas as well. In Louisiana, we're going to be seeing those rain showers and thunderstorms today. So thunderstorms and showers is going to be possible through much of the South today over the western two-thirds of the Gulf Coast. So the Gulf Coast, we'll be seeing those showers and thunderstorms today, but very warm over the state of Florida. Northeasterly winds could bring some sea breeze showers to the east coast of Florida, but we are going to be seeing warm temperatures along the southeastern areas and along the mid-Atlantic coastal area. So if you are in North Carolina, South Carolina, Maryland, and Virginia, those coastal areas close to the shore will be very warm today because that cold front has not passed that area yet. So very warm temperatures along the immediate east coast today, all the way up to the northeast and New England. So dry and mild conditions across the plains, so the central plains and the southwest, dry and very pleasant today, but it's going to be a little cool, very cool over central California and parts of Nevada and into Idaho and the Pacific Northwest, where we're seeing a lot of rain today in the Pacific Northwest, Oregon, and Washington. And as we take a look at your Friday in the East, so with that being said, cooler weather is going to start making its way in today. So much cooler today across interior portions of New England. But if you're in Boston and New York, New Jersey, and Washington, it's going to still be another mild day, mild to warm day for you folks. But if you're over in the interior of New Hampshire, Vermont, upstate New York, western Pennsylvania, western West Virginia, Ohio, the Great Lakes, Ontario, Canada, we're going to be seeing those cooler temperatures and a little bit on the breezy side as well. So some spidey showers in some parts of the Northeast and like Michigan, we're seeing some spidey showers today. So in those areas, it's going to be much cooler, and I'm going to still see a high fire risk in New England today because it's cooler. It's going to cool down, but for the most part, it's still pretty dry out there. So we have passed the peak for the fall color. So the leaves have turned brown now and have gotten crunchy and fallen to the ground. So we have a lot of dry leaves and dry debris on the ground because we haven't seen much in the way of rainfall over the last 2 or 3 months. We really haven't even seen any rainfall in the Northeast. So that is going to be making for a fire danger. So we have gusty winds from the southwest, dried out vegetation and fallen leaves, and drought conditions will lead to an elevated fire risk across the Northeast, all the way down to parts of the mid-Atlantic states today, even though some of those areas may see a few drops today. So and maybe that risk will be alleviated there across the mid-Atlantic states. But a pattern shift is underway for your early November, as today is the first day of November. So we are seeing a pattern shift. So much needed rainfall for some of those parched areas, and we're going to be seeing some of that Gulf moisture all the way up to Chicago and Michigan, Wisconsin, and all the way down to the Gulf Coast, Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, Missouri, Arkansas, Louisiana, Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, Michigan, Iowa, all of those areas. We're going to see those showers today. We're going to see the potential for showers in those areas. So we're going to be seeing that significant rainfall potential from November 2nd through the 5th, and we're going to be seeing rounds of rain and thunderstorms for the mid sections of the United States. So the Southern Plains, Texas, Oklahoma, over into Arkansas, Missouri, and parts of Kansas, eastern Kansas, maybe into southern Iowa, western Illinois. We're going to be seeing the potential for heavy rain, with that could lead to flash flooding, but definitely some drought relief in those areas. And that heavy rain across the central U.S. from North Texas, Oklahoma, parts of Arkansas, Kansas, Missouri, Iowa, again, Illinois, maybe Wisconsin, southern Minnesota, and over into Nebraska, we're going to be seeing that heavy rain, and that is going to have some areas picking up as much as 18 inches. If you look at that area between Kansas City and maybe Wichita, Kansas, we could see a swath of 18 plus inches of rain. And severe weather is also going to creep into the forecast. So I have a feeling I'm going to be doing a lot of live videos this over the next several days. For your Saturday tomorrow, Saturday afternoon and evening, we do have a marginal risk for severe weather from maybe parts of Kansas all the way down into northwestern Texas. So Garden City, Guyman, Amarillo, Lubbock, and Odessa, those areas of North Texas and through the Oklahoma Panhandle and through Kansas, West Kansas, and parts of southeastern Colorado, we see a marginal risk for severe weather, where the primary threat will be hail and localized damaging winds up to 70 miles per hour. So some of the heavier winds could reach 80 miles an hour. So definitely a severe wind threat potential and some hail, and with some of those severe thunderstorms should they occur on your Saturday, and then on your again, that significant rainfall, we're going to reiterate again from Saturday through Tuesday. Flash flooding, some drought relief, and locally severe thunderstorms are going to be possible as well in the same region in the green there on this map over my shoulder. And you can see that potential for severe weather, drought relief, and flooding rainfall. So definitely an interesting time coming up over the next couple of days. And that a marginal risk for severe thunderstorms on your Sunday as well. So Sunday afternoon and evening across the central plains from Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, up to Nebraska, maybe parts of Missouri and Iowa. Once again, these are the same areas that have been getting hit with the severe weather the last few days. So again, another few rounds of severe weather. Tornadoes is going to be possible with this threat, hail and flash flooding, localized damaging wind gusts, 60 to 70 miles per hour, and we're going to see the potential for some of those storms to put down 85 miles per hour wind gusts. So could we see a derecho in November? We'll wait and see. All right. So now let's talk about for your Monday night, isolated tornadoes again from portions of Iowa, Illinois, Missouri, Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas, and Arkansas. We're going to be seeing widespread damaging wind gusts between 60 and 70 miles per hour. Maybe a 90 might be possible as well. So hail, isolated tornadoes, heavy rain, and flash flooding will be a possibility with that severe weather on Monday and Monday night. And we're going to see that stormy corridor on your election day. Severe thunderstorms all the way up into Michigan, possible, Detroit, and all the way down to Houston. So Detroit, Shreveport, Little Rock, Chicago, St. Louis, Indianapolis, all of the cities I know is reading that corridor there, the I-55 corridor essentially. We are going to be seeing that potential there for heavy rainfall. Some of those storms going to be severe. So downpours and locally severe thunderstorms on election day. So Tuesday, election day, will also be the cumulation of the what am I trying to say? Will be the highlight of all of that weather that's going to be moving through the Midwest as we go through the beginning of the month of November. And then we'll see that roller coaster temperature pattern through next week, especially in the north and in the east. So we're going to be seeing a series of weak and weakening weather fronts moving through, and we're going to be seeing that with the significant warm-ups and then brief cool down. So we'll see temperatures jump into the 70s, maybe in the 80s, and then it'll drop back into the 50s and 60s. So an up and down roller coaster with below average rainfall in the Northeast and the upper Great Lakes, and an elevated fire risk at times. Okay, here's your election day forecast across America. Dry weather in the upper Midwest, so Minnesota, North and South Dakota, Montana. But we will see possibly a rain and snow mixed event going on across parts of western Michigan, western Montana, Wyoming, and Idaho, and maybe snow in the mountains of Washington and Oregon, rain in Seattle and Portland. So the western side of the Cascades are going to see rain, dry conditions in California and the desert Southwest. But it's going to be cold across northern Arizona, Utah, much of Nevada, southern Idaho, and maybe a few snowflakes in Denver and central Colorado, and some rain showers over the Midwest. So on election day, rain in Michigan, Wisconsin, southeastern Minnesota, eastern Iowa, maybe parts of Missouri, Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, but we're going to see thunderstorms from southern Indiana, southern Illinois, southeastern Missouri, western Kentucky, western Tennessee, which includes Memphis, St. Louis, Shreveport, Little Rock, all the way down to Texas, Houston. We're going to see thunderstorms, and some of those storms could be severe, so the potential for severe weather on election day. But another warm day is going to be on tap for the East Coast. So North Carolina, for those folks that were affected and displaced by Hurricane Helene, if they want to get out and vote, maybe they'll have an easier time to organize for people to go out and vote on election day in those affected areas of North Carolina and Tennessee, as you're going to have splendid weather with very warm and dry weather conditions on the East Coast on your Tuesday. So that's going to be for your election. And that is going to do it for today's weather forecast in this video. My name is Mr. G. This is Mr. G's Weather Channel, and I hope that you enjoy my new format as we have multiple videos that we're going to be releasing every day. Kind of makes the editing process quicker and easier for me is what I'm trying to figure out. And if I can put up shorter videos, maybe that'll also help me with my views as well. So thank you for watching Mr. G's Weather Channel, and you will be able to check this video out on YouTube and TikTok, as well as the other videos that I put out today. And in the event of severe weather today, we'll make a live broadcast covering the severe weather anytime it happens. So thank you for watching, and this is Mr. G's Weather Channel, and I am Mr. G, and have a good day and weekend.